Hiya folks, it's Tallara and welcome back to a very stormy night in Xenoblade Chronicles. Wow, as soon as I started recording, the heavens decided to open up. Look at this rainstorm, we've got thunder, we've got lightning. It's the perfect time for us to go and explore a tomb, right? That's right, we're currently outside the High Entia tomb, where the group has decided to go after Princess Melia after Shulk saw a vision that she is going to get seriously injured, if not killed, on her exploration in here. Her evil stepmother has proposed that Melia should undergo a ritual in the High Entia tomb, which apparently is something that the High Entia have not done for a very long time. She has, unfortunately, ulterior motives, as she is a very jealous queen mother, and wants her son, the oldest sibling, to become the next ruler, not Melia, the second sibling, and a, quote, half-blood. Yeah, evil stepmother's also racist. Anyway, putting all that politics aside, we need to save Melia, and so we need to get to the High Entia tomb quickly and help out Melia before tragedy strikes.
This is the tomb. Defensive measures prevent intruders from entering. You will have to circumvent these to move within the tomb.
One thing before we enter. Alvis, you can see the future like me.
I am from a long line of seers dedicated to serving the Imperial family. My visions help to protect the Empire.
But you're a Homs.
Yes. But that is for another time. My ancestry is not easily explained, and my ability to see the future is equally complicated. You might say, I have my own ritual. Is it not the same for you?
No. My visions appear suddenly, without warning. At first, they're obscure. Then, as it gets closer to the event, I start to understand.
It seems you possess a power greater than I still have not seen any danger befall Her Highness.
Not much use as a seer then, are you?
Jeez, Ryan, be nice.
You by, does it? Now you see why I asked for your help. What a lucky coincidence that I happened to see you in danger.
A coincidence?
But I've seen you use the Monado.
The Monado has been passed down the Imperial line for generations. The sword of the Bionis. It is compelled to do its master's bidding. Magnified greatly, it has the power to control the very fabric of our world. Ether. Control the ether, and your will is made reality. I willed it, and it happened. That is all. Perhaps due to that power, the High Entia sealed away the Monado for centuries. Eventually, it found its way into the hands of the Homs, and then you, Shulk. A coincidence, or something more? You must discover this yourself, for you are the one who wields the Monado. The Bionis is stirring.
Well, as per usual, we didn't get a ton of answers out of Alvis. But he did open the way to the High Entia tomb, so we'll thank him for now. Good old Ryan. He really needs to think before he speaks sometimes, doesn't he? How many times have I shaken my head at something Ryan has said?
The ancestral altar lies deep beneath the seals. What trials await me, I wonder? I must not lose focus.
Alright, so yet again, we're switching perspectives. We're now taking control of Melia, just like we did back in the city. And this is the tomb approach. Like most High Entia architecture, this isn't your dingy, old, dusty, creepy tomb. I mean, it might still be creepy, depending on what you think of tombs in general. But this is a high-tech, futuristic tomb that looks a lot like the city and much more advanced than anything that the Homs have. Walking into the sealed chamber immediately levels up Melia to level 37, which is very nice. And this is the verification device that presumably, if we interact with, will unseal the chamber.
"2,512 cycles since last visitor. State your name and purpose."
Melia Antiqua. I have come to be judged on my legitimacy to the throne by the ancestral spirits.
Permission granted. Commencing analysis of genetic data.
So, I don't know if that's an ancestral spirit as much as it is a computer. What was that? A genetic scan? Which allowed her to enter? This place is interesting.
There are remnants of ancient spirits in here. This is no ordinary chill.
As I explained before, Dunban, the defense systems are designed to prevent uninvited...
Well, what does this do?
Don't
Oh
touch...
my god, Rhine. Think before you speak and think before you act, my guy. Great. Guess our genetic composition didn't pass the test, and now we're falling to our doom. Thanks, Ryan. Wow. Welcome to the High Entia tomb. Like I said, this is a tomb unlike any other. How long has this been here? The spirit, or the voice, mentioned something about over 2,000 cycles. I don't know how long a cycle is, if it's a year, if it's a month, regardless, it has been a very, very long time. Usually when you find ancient ruins, it's full of crumbling, decaying, decrepit monuments, not high-tech technology. I really like what Alvis mentioned too. Apparently the Monado was in the care of the Imperial line of the High Entia. For some reason they sealed it away and then the Homs stumbled upon it, so that's very interesting. That's why the High Entia know so much about the Monado. But if it was something passed down in the Imperial line, why would they voluntarily give it up and seal it away? So many questions, not many answers. First though, Melia has to get through her trial all by herself. We get a tutorial about fighting with Melia alone. We can deal damage by firing elementals. Melia is alone in the tomb. It might be best for her to fire elementals after summoning them to deal damage, rather than using them to grant herself buffs. However, when taking on multiple enemies at once, try inflicting sleep on some to make it easier to fight the others. Take care not to awaken sleeping monsters with arts like Summon Flare. Okay, well, I will do my best. And we get to explore this very mysterious tomb. Some things have gotten in from outside, because we just picked up a little bug there, a blue ladybird. Whoa. Welcome to the Hall of Spirits. Literally, what is this place? And where did Shulk and Co go? Well, we'll deal with that later. First, across the light bridge. And here's our first enemy. The Nero Andos. So basically, you want to keep using the elemental discharge attack, and that's how we'll actually do damage, rather than just inflicting the status effect. So you want to summon, for example, Aqua, then use elemental discharge, which will attack with Aqua, and that's how you do the damage. Down goes the machine, and we get a treasure chest. Inside is an Andos alloy plate and 2 large fire cylinders. Keep moving. First enemy down. So far, so good for poor Melia, but we do know that there is more ahead, and unless Shulk and Co can get up from wherever they've fallen and change the future, things might not look so good for our princess, but regardless, let's keep moving for now. Welcome to the Hall of Trials. Wow. This tomb is so impressive. It's just like, wow. Breathtaking, as is much of the scenery in this game. I keep forgetting that Melia is wearing her fancy mask, and I catch a glimpse of her face and it's kind of like a jump scare. Like, oh, she's wearing a Halloween mask. Nope, we're good. Alright, here's some more monsters. We've got Hover Astas. We'll put that one to sleep, so then we can just focus on this one. kind of go back and forth like that.
Building within me. Manifest yourself.
It's really weird just fighting as Melia. First of all, we don't normally control her in a battle, and then to just have one character to control in a battle is weird, so there's a lot to sort of wrap your head around here. Luckily, the game doesn't give you too much of a challenge in terms of enemies. They realize that you're feeling a little out of water here. So they just give you a few lower level enemies to get through. Down go the hover astas. They drop some loot as well, which we will grab. I think that one just dropped us. Yeah, they dropped some new staffs. Let's take a look. We've got the Night Glow Staff and the Saint Rod. Now, the Night Glow Staff has the best stats. It gives us a major increase in auto attack minimums and maximums and block rate. This one, though, it gives us less of an increase to our auto attack minimums and maximums, but it does increase our ether defense, and perhaps most importantly, it has 3 empty slots. So I'm gonna go with Saint Rod so that we can use as many slots as possible. Speaking of, I really should warp back to Colony 9 at some point and make some new gems, but for right now, we will simply use the ones that we have. Perfect. All right, let's keep moving. Looks like we're almost at our destination, if that little red flag is any indication. Here is the ceremony hall. And this looks like an awful lot like the place Shulk saw in his vision.
You have done well, my descendant.
Descendant? Are you the progenitor of Antiqua?
Think of me as a recreation of said ancestor, possessing his thoughts and speech.
But he passed away thousands of years ago.
Do not mistake me for a living being. I am a replica of your ancestor. I am merely a projection of what he would be if you were to meet him now.
I do not understand. But I do not suspect any falsehood in your words.
It is beyond doubt. If I could feel, I would feel joy. I am not real, but I do not lie.
Joy? What do you mean?
The results of the gene analysis show Holmes gene integration of 80%. Estimates suggest evolution within 8 generations. Our wishes are almost fulfilled.
Wishes?
Our purpose, as decreed by the Bionis, is linked to our genetic sequence. We have spent millennia analyzing sequences to free ourselves from the curse. Only a certain gene set will unlock the mechanism and set us free.
I still do not understand.
It is of no consequence. I grant you this seal.
Well, that was interesting. Some very technical comments from this AI or whatever it is.
Will rule the Hyentia, and likely be their last.
Last?
Revered ancestor,
Well, I guess that means she's passed the trial.
And rule, my descendant.
She's gotten the blessing that was required, and
So the spirits look favorably upon you.
yep, that's right. It's a perfect time for evil stepmother's minions to appear.
Explain yourself. Only Imperials are permitted to enter this place.
I am the subject of Her Highness the First Consort. I need no permission.
Mother's subject?
No impure child of the Second Consort has the right to refer to the First Consort as Mother. A filthy Homs half-breed has no right to the throne.
Well, that's the moment that Shulk saw in his vision, so he'd better get a move on if we're gonna save Melia. Looks like the crew landed in a puddle of water, thankfully.
Who puts a great big hole somewhere like that?
You wouldn't have found out if you hadn't pressed stuff you shouldn't have,
As I
Rhine.
explained, it's a defense mechanism.
What a mess, Rhine.
Friend not clever touching button.
You tell him, guys.
I'm with these guys, Rhine.
How was I supposed to know that was gonna happen? What about your visions, eh? You think the two of you could come up with something?
Oh yeah, blame it on us.
You know it doesn't work like that.
It would have been useful, yes.
Pair of fortune-telling frauds.
You got us into this mess. And it's not the first time either.
Ricky, agree with Shulk.
Why is it my fault all of a sudden?
Who else's
time
fault
it
would
is
it
your
be?
fault.
Exactly.
Precisely.
Well,
Be thankful that we are all alive. I suggest greater care next time. Our journey will be longer, but we can still make our way deeper into the tomb.
Okay. We can't waste another second. Melia needs us.
Alright, luckily for us, it seems that Alvis knows our way forward, even though we've been thrown off track a little. Tomb Robber Pool. Wow. Oh, Ryan, sometimes I just want to smack that guy. So much. What an idiot. And the fact that he then tries to blame it on Shulk and Alvis, I can't. I just shake my head. Anyway. Luckily for us, even though we were thrown off track, Melia was also interrupted a little bit with all of the battles she had to participate in, so if we hurry up, we should be able to make it in time, I hope. The ambush has already started, as we saw from her perspective. I wanted to quickly talk about I don't know what we want to call him, the computer. He certainly sounds like a computer or an AI or something like that to me. Obviously, Melia doesn't understand those concepts. She thinks he's one of her ancestors, which he kind of is. Seems like he's somehow like a reproduction of the ancestors. Anyway, he made some very, very interesting comments about gene sequencing, how his plan was almost complete, and how he needed a certain genetic makeup to relieve them of their curse. There was a lot to unpack there. The point is, he said that Melia was 80% Homs at this point, which was apparently what he wanted. So I guess that explains why the High Entia Emperor always has a Homs consort. That was mentioned before, and I was kind of like, what? Why? But apparently it was decreed by the ancestors, is probably how they would put it. And because of that, it has been integrated into High Entia society. What the purpose is still very unclear, just like many things in this game. One thing that I've always really loved is how they sort of like drip feed you information just to keep you always on your toes, always guessing, always waiting for more information. And it does come, which is good. There's nothing worse than a payoff that doesn't happen, but Xenoblade Chronicles isn't that game, thankfully. Okay, it kind of feels to me like we're going the wrong way. I'm following the map, and it's bringing us down, down, down even further, and I'm like, didn't we already fall from like 10 stories up, and presumably Melia's way above us? But hey, who am I to question the minimap, I guess? Hopefully, the minimap is just leading us to an elevator that'll rectify that problem. But I guess we'll find out soon enough, won't we? First, we gotta get rid of all of the defense mechanisms that are trying to attack us, because we do not fit the High Entia genome qualifications. And no thanks to Rhine, we totally set them all off. I bet if Alvis had had the opportunity to activate the machine, he probably could have gotten us in without issue, but anyway. We can't change the past, we can only change the future, isn't that right, Shulk? And that's what we're here to do. The most important part of this future that we need to change is we need to save Princess Melia, who at this very moment has been ambushed by the lackeys of her evil stepmother. Not only does it suck to, you know, have assassins after you, it must extra suck to know that your stepmother, the mother of the brother that you love very much, is actually pure evil and wants to kill you. There's, you know, an aspect of emotional betrayal to that, which must really hurt. So I feel for Melia at this point. We gotta get there and show her that there are people who do actually care about her and who wouldn't hire assassins to murder her. Like me, Shulk, who definitely doesn't have a huge crush on you, Melia. I'm ready to be the Prince of the High Entia. I mean, what? Plus, if we can get Melia out of this, hopefully that will speed along the process of us getting passage to Prison Island. But anyway, one thing at a time. We need to focus on Melia first before we focus on our own goals. Speaking of focusing on things, we also need to focus and make sure that Dunban doesn't get absolutely destroyed by that laser. Boom. Alright. The halls are just absolutely lined with machines. The High Entia took their security extremely seriously in this tomb. They said there will be absolutely no grave robbers in this tomb, thank you very much. We have employed our greatest fleet of robots to protect it from intruders, especially you filthy homs who don't fit the correct genome sequence. You guys can just stay out. Completely. Visions of Dunban's death continue to accost us, but don't you worry, Dunban. I've changed the past 1,000,000 times. This will just be 1,000,001. As you can see, I switched up the party a little bit, and we do have Ricky in the party now. Having a little nop on to fluff things up a little bit. Well, Dunban is down because we all got dazed collectively. That was extremely rude. Alright, get on your feet, Dunban. See, I told you I'd change the future. You had to die first, but I changed the future by reviving you. Death is not permanent when you've got Shulk on your side. Alright. Luckily for us, those machines appear to be some of the ones that we've been tasked with exterminating, so just killing 2 birds with 1 stone. We have made it to the Valley of Emperors, where we've got this really cool looking globe floating in the middle of the room. Now it's an upper body challenge. I believe in Shulk, I believe in Rhine. I'm sorry to doubt you, my sweet, sweet hero pawn, but how are you gonna do on the wall? Clearly not very well, judging by the fact that he keeps hopping on and then immediately hopping off. I think he's just pretending to do this and secretly waiting for us to get to the other side so he can just be teleported over. Oh, Ricky. Honestly, smart play.
That is a big ball of something.
Brilliant observation, Ryan.
He'd look fun and sparkle.
Agreed, Ricky.
It's not attacking us, at least.
What's happening?
Hey, look at that!
Whoa. What in the heck is that?
Another defense mechanism.
At a guess, we're looking at the tomb's guard.
We're not getting past without a fight.
Everyone, Melia needs us. We can't let this thing stop us.
No problem. Time to break my record.
So this thing is very different than the other defense mechanisms we've faced so far. This thing appears to be at least half organic. It looks very similar to the giant ogres that we saw outside of Frontier Village, but obviously it has some enhancements from the High Entia, you'd have to presume. It's got these metal arms, it's got this metal, I don't even know what to call that, headpiece. The Orluga Rufus is going to do his best to make sure we don't get any further, but guess what? We're also going to do our best, and it's going to be a battle of wills here. Luckily for us, he's only level 36, and we've got the party up to level 38. So the level advantage is on our side, which is always nice. It's time for a chain attack. Stream Edge. Bitey bitey. Steel Strike. Shaker Edge. Nice. 8,600 damage, and it dazed him. Oh yeah, we are kicking butt here. This team of Shulk, Ricky, and Dunban, I don't know if I've ever used this combination in any of my previous playthroughs of this game. This is fun. I like Dunban as the dodge tank. I like Ricky being able to inflict so many status effects and use powerful arts. And then, you know, Shulk holding it down, hitting from the side and the back. And guess what? Orluga Rufus is down. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Good job, team.
Anyone would think we're not wanted. Are we ever gonna find her?
I think you'll find we had to take the long way because somebody pushed a certain button.
Yeah, don't forget that.
Somebody mean Rhine.
Shut it, hairball. It was just a button.
Relax. She will be fine. This route will lead us to the ritual altar. But time is of the essence.
We've got to hurry. There's no time to lose.
Alright, hang in there, Melia. We're almost there. Unfortunately for Ricky, it means that we do need to climb across this wall again. Are you gonna do the same thing you did last time, Ricky, and just, you know, pretend that you're doing it, but then actually meet us on the other side? Oh no! I guess I shamed him enough last time. He's decided he will also show off his upper body strength. I'm sorry I doubted you, Ricky. Look at those little ears. They're stronger than they look, I guess. Alright. Moving across, we pick up the white tube that was eerily floating in the air. Jump off on the other side. Continue following our handy-dandy mini-map, which will hopefully lead us to Melia. Before we get there, though, we've got a bunch more defense mechanisms lying in wait, including the Azul Andos. The light from these little booths that the robots sit in is so bright. Hurts my eyes a little bit. Ricky, wake up! Now is not the time for a nap. And trust me, I am the #1 recommender of a good nap, but there's a time and place. Alright, more defense systems down. We'll take their treasure. And keep moving. Except not very far because there's even more machines right here. You can say what you will about the High Entia. There's clearly a lot of politics surrounding the Imperial line. There's clearly a bit of ingrained racism in some people. There's the fact that they do sort of stick to themselves and tend to their own affairs, as evidenced by the comment that they didn't want to interfere in the Battle of Sword Valley last year. So there's lots of things you can say about them. What you can't say about them is that they don't take their defenses seriously. Because they absolutely do. Alright. Beautiful. More robots down. Take all their stuff, take all their items. We just gotta get through one more wave before we can get out of here. On the bright side, at least this is really great training. It's giving us good experience points. Ricky's actually about to level up at any second here. Probably will after this battle, so that's good. Also, multiple quests that we picked up in the capital city are for the extermination of these type of monsters, so as annoying as it is to be accosted by enemies every 2 steps, it is actually helpful in this particular situation. We'll make the most of it. There we go. Congrats on the level up, Ricky. GG's. We got all the Andos antenna that we need, so we can bring those back to the quest giver later. For now, though, we finally made it to the tower, which is, I think, closer to where Melia is. It does require more climbing, so up, up, up we go. And here is another monster. It's another Orluga Rufus. Guess they had more than one of these weird experimental monstrosities. We took down the other one, no sweat, and I'm sure this one will be the same thing. And by the looks of it, so far, so good. Oh yeah, we are kicking butt. The Hover Astus decided to come in at the last minute. I think it's a little too late for you, bud. The trio of Shulk, Ricky, and Dunban cannot be stopped here today. We've got motivation, and that motivation is to save a princess. We're video game characters. How do you not expect us to be motivated when our quest is to rescue a princess? That's like the thing that we do. Oh, we got a vision when I opened that chest. That's the 3 Rufus control units we need. We can trade these for the secret club card. Wait, what? What's a secret club card? I have no idea, but I am now interested, and we will do our best to collect all of those items, because secret club, well, you could say you've definitely piqued my interest with that one. No thanks to Ryan, we've got to climb up, up, up to catch up with Melia. And it looks like on each floor of this ascent, there is an Orluga Rufus waiting for us. So hey, at least we'll be all warmed up and ready to go by the time we reach Melia. No thanks to Ryan. You guys will have to let me know what you think about Ryan as a character. I have such mixed opinions about him. He's a very loyal friend to Shulk, to everyone really, but he can be so brash, and it's one thing to be like, oh no, I act without thinking, but it's another thing to do it and then try to blame it on other people. I feel like Ryan never takes accountability, and the long and short of it is, he kind of makes me mad sometimes. He's definitely not my favorite character. I would take Dunban as my trusty male sidekick over Ryan every day of the week. Alright, one more robot. Uh-oh, I've been confused. I just hope I don't walk right off the platform. Okay, Ryan saved me before I plummeted to my death. God knows we couldn't afford any more time climbing to the top of this tower. Ouch! Wow, that was a big hit. It knocked us all down. Alright. Now, is that the last of the defenses before we finally catch up to poor Melia? We've been keeping her waiting long enough, I think. Ah, this is where we fell down through at the very start, I think, but unfortunately for us, it is closed. Fortunately for us, though, they left the button right next to the door. That makes it very easy. Alright, phew! We finally made it back up to where we wanted to be. This isn't where we first fell down. This is actually the Hall of Trials, which is right outside where Melia is waiting for us. We can't leave her waiting any longer. It's time to go save her, guys.
Filthy Homs half-breed has no right to the throne!
Melia, half Homs.
In the tomb! Why should you care when you're about to meet your death?
Alright, so I don't know if she summoned that Talethia or if the Talethia was already here or what the circumstances are. Regardless, we've now got a double battle. We need to fight Tallara the Assassin and the Talethia. So this is probably going to be rather difficult. But you know what? We've gotten through every challenge that's been in our way so far, and we'll get through this one too. Alright, the Talethia is down. Now it's just the three of us versus Tallara. I cut away because I wasn't sure how long this fight was going to take, and I'm kind of glad I did because the battle has been going for like over 5 minutes and we only just took down one of the monsters. But believe it or not, I haven't died yet. This is still our first attempt. It has been a long, drawn-out fight. I've had to work to make sure that we stay in it. It has required a lot of tactical know-how, but it has been a good fight, and so far, so good. Not easy by any means, as you can see. Dunban just went down, so the fight's honestly not over. We might still lose. But as of right now, so far so good. The worst part about Tallara is she seems to deflect a lot of my attacks. So my chain attacks don't, like, go off smoothly. I don't know where Melia went. I'm not sure why she isn't helping in this battle, but that's fine. Her friends came all this way to her rescue. I suppose it's only fair that she gets to sit back and relax. Alright, let's do a chain attack. Stream Edge. Bitey bitey. Steel Strike. 4,700 damage, and she has been knocked down. She's less than half health now, which is good. Just gotta do as much damage as possible. Gotta be honest, I wish she'd stop screaming so much. It's making me a little uncomfortable. Look, you signed up for this. You're the assassin. I'm not sure why you're so surprised that someone's kicking your butt. I'll give it to her. She does have moves, but unfortunately for her, I don't think her moves are going to be enough. Against the power of teamwork! Boom! 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 6,700 damage and knocked down. Tallara, I think you and your master's plans are about to be foiled. Haha! Dunzo! First try, too. That was a tough fight, but down goes the Talethia and the assassin Tallara. Knock that mask right off her face. Bye-bye! Okay, so she was controlling the Talethia. That's one question answered. Thank God we had Alvis here. Looks like he protected us from the self-destruct. Whew.
Almost bought it.
Yeah, we owe you one, Alvis.
Thank you.
My pleasure, Shulk.
Why did you come?
The Monado gave me a warning that you were in danger. I'm just glad we made it.
Hey, Shulk. Whoever that was is gone.
So, they escaped.
Shulk, everyone, I thank you. You saved me.
Ricky, Smiley, Smiley! Millie, all safe! All thanks to Hieropon! Oh.
That's not how I remember it, Cheeseball.
Even Ricky loves Melia. Look at those hard eyes. Also, we will be calling Ricky Cheeseball for forever now. So, thanks for that, Ryan. Anyway, we've made it back to
And that
Alchemoth,
concludes my report on events in the tomb.
and we're reporting back into the Emperor.
So, there are forces working in the shadows.
However, this is purely circumstantial. Nothing can be proven.
Inquisitors of the Bionite Order, dedicated and devoted to the Bionis.
The Order was dissolved under the rule of the Emperor Lumion, 47th successor to the throne, due to its extreme practices.
Like puppet masters pulling the strings from the shadows. I believe their bloodline was lost to the ages.
Her Highness the First Consort is currently residing in the Tower of Investigation. The Ministry of Investigation's judgment should be imminent.
Well, that may not be enough. I myself must shine a light on the truth.
Agreed.
Mother.
Melia,
Your Majesty.
you have returned unharmed from the tomb. The forefathers have spoken.
But if it hadn't been for Shulk...
Callian has informed me of what happened. There is no reason to doubt your legitimacy to the throne.
Believe in yourself, Crown Princess.
Brother,
Tomorrow will be the investiture ceremony. At the appointed time, you will become my successor. Be proud.
I will.
Melia, my child, I am overjoyed at how far you have come. You are truly worthy of the throne. Continue the legacy of your High Entia and Hom's bloodline. You are the hope of Bionis.
Saurian and Callian are so good. What a great father and brother for Melia to have. She may have an evil stepmother, but the rest of her family is so great and so supportive.
Oh, Ricky and friends helped save Melly. Ricky very happy.
Tallara very happy too.
But something's still bothering me.
What is it?
Why was Melia chosen as the crown princess? Shouldn't Callian have been the one to ascend? And her foe in the tomb clearly opposed that decision.
You have a point.
Callian is more than a worthy candidate. What reason could they have for choosing Melia? And why would Callian go along with this?
It's a mystery.
Well, it seems like it has something to do with Melia's mixed bloodline.
Our apologies. His Majesty the Emperor summons you.
Why it's important for the High Entia to...
Island. Yeah. His Majesty awaits you in the audience chamber. He asks that you join him shortly.
Sounds good. Why it's important for the High Entia to mix their bloodlines with the Homs is unclear, but the mysterious voice back in the tomb mentioned it. It seems like the Emperor and older brother both know something about the reason for that. And it leads logically from that's why Melia was chosen as the next successor. As usual, how many times do I have to say it? Still so many questions, so little answers, but for right now we cannot ignore a direct request from the Emperor himself, especially not when it's the dad of our crush Melia. Shulk, you gotta put in a good word if you want to move in on your girl. You've got to impress your future father-in-law. So, up we go. Through the Ascension Hall. Into the throne room. Hello?
Yes?
Please forgive me for keeping you. Only Shulk may proceed beyond this point. Huh. He only wants to speak to Shulk. What is it that's so important? It's for Shulk's ears only. A marriage proposal? Ah, I'm just kidding.
Forgive us for detaining you earlier. You and I are not of the same people. But this I must say. Thank you for helping Melia Antiqua, my daughter. It was no small feat.
Not at all. I too must apologize for meddling in your customs. We should not have interfered.
She is a lucky girl to have met such unselfish people. In the times to come, a ruler will need support from individuals like you. I hear you seek the Mechon.
Yes. The Mechon devastated our homes, and we lost many loved ones.
Revenge is your goal?
It is.
You are honest.
I do not want to hide our true intentions. Our very existence is at stake.
Unwavering, too. Shulk, You are the master of the Monado. But there is something that must be said.
What is it?
Long before our forefathers built this empire, two titans, the Bionis and the Mechonis, fought a vicious battle. Is this known among Homs?
Yes. It is told to us as children. The two fought and died, killing many creatures in the process. Their remains became our worlds, bringing forth new life on Bionis. That's how we were made.
The Bionis shall awaken once again.
Alvis told me the same thing.
This is not just the vision of a seer. All of Macna knows. The Telethia are as old as the Bionis itself. And now, they disturb the ether. That disturbance can only lead to one thing.
But why is this happening now?
This is an inscription left by our forefathers. It is written, "Descendants of Antiqua, when the ether cries, the Bionis awakes. Mistake not the signs, and heed the sword's return. Trap its power, and assure eternal prosperity." All life born on Bionis affects the ether. The Mechon's assault is just the beginning. And these events were set in motion when you used the sword against them.
We used it because we...
Because you needed to. Without it, you could not survive. I cannot dispute this fact. I believe the inscription speaks of these very events with the Mechon. But if their assault continues, if more lives are lost, soon the Bionis will awake. And not only the High Entia, but all life will perish. Do you see, Shulk?
You're talking about total extinction.
Correct. Which is why the Mechon's invasion must be stopped.
Then you'll help us. Your Majesty, we need Imperial sanction to enter Prison Island. Will you permit us entry?
What will you do there?
I saw it in a vision. We will fight a faced Mechon. They must pay for what they did.
Then you will have seen him too. On Prison Island, our forefathers sealed something away, just as they did to the Monado. All records have been lost, and there is now no way to know what it was.
Is it connected to the awakening of the Bionis?
I do not know, but our forefathers must have had good reason. We must trust their decision. Shulk, allow me some time to deliberate. Above all else, I will consider the safety of Bionis. You are our Bionis brethren. We will not ignore your plight.
I understand. This is not our homeland. If you decide not to let us go, I will accept your decision.
I am sorry.
It's okay.
One more thing.
Yes?
I ask this not as Emperor Saurian Antiqua, but as a father. I do not demand that you act as Melia's protector, but I would be honored if you would be her friend. This is my humble request.
It would be my honor.
Well, there you have it. That is the cutest request from Dad.
Are on the move.
But now, we're moving
That fleshy fool will go for the Monado.
to somewhere else.
What of the faces?
Repairs to metal are complete.
And Nemesis?
Nemesis is...
The Homs with the Monado. He has reached Erith Sea.
Yes.
And there is only one place for them to go. Yet he will not dare unleash such power. No matter. Bugs must still be exterminated. It is time to test our new toy. Commence the assault on Bionis.
Whoa. There is so much going on right now. We are being drip-fed information very, very slowly. It's honestly one of the things I really like about this game is it's a very slow burn, a very slow build-up. The game gives you 10 to 15 hours to just sort of immerse yourself in the world and meet all these characters and get a handle on their day-to-day lives before you start to see the puppets behind the scenes, pulling the strings, the real framework of what's actually going on, but you only get the relevant information bit by bit. This is a lot to take in. So the Bionis is in fact going to awaken. It has been foretold. The High Entia know so much about the world and what's going on. It makes me feel like the Homs have just been living with their faces in the sand all these years. And it has been prophesized that the Bionis will wake up when the ether is disturbed. The first sign of that is the Telethia moving more and becoming more active, which we've seen. And then obviously the actions of the Mechon are also leading to the assumption that the prophesized time is nigh. Luckily, it seems like we might have the High Entia on our side. The Emperor's going to think about it. In the meantime, he did ask a really sweet request, which always warms my heart. He just wants us to be Melia's friend. And how could we say no to that, right? It also looks like Shulk's vision is going to come true. The Mechon are going to come and meet us at Prison Island. Well, if we can get permission to go there. And all of that is to say, Chapter 8 is officially complete, and it is time to start Chapter 9. We start with actually looking back. 1 month ago, Alvis and the Emperor. What are they doing? Oh, is Alvis granting the Emperor a vision? Huh. So he's seen a similar vision that we have of all of us on Prison Island. And I think the Emperor is destined to die.
Can this be true?
It will happen soon.
I saw Melia. She was fighting a battle against a Mechon with a strange group of Homs.
Yes.
That sword, could it be the... Could it possibly... And that location, was it...
The vision is a sign. By your will, it can be changed.
For now, we must consider all things. Everything. The capital. And the lives of our people depend on it.
Interesting to know that the Emperor actually had a heads up that we were coming.
Wow! Take a look at that! A High Entia air show!
Bird people fly higher than Nopon birds!
They've got some neat tricks. Shulk, I think that's Melia up there.
Yeah, it's time for the official announcement of her as the successor to the throne.
By the authority of our divine ancestors, I, Melia Antiqua, am honored to accept the responsibility of becoming your next benevolent ruler. Should I be deemed unworthy of this calling, or fail to protect the ancestors or the Bionis, I promise here and now to throw myself on the mercy of you, the people.
Most majestic. That fragile girl in the forest is a distant memory.
But which one is the real Melia?
Usually it's somewhere in between the faces that she shows to others.
I ask this not as Emperor Saurian Antiqua, but as a father. I do not demand that you act as Melia's protector, but I would be honored if you would be her friend.
No, it's not like that. They're one and the same girl. I think.
Two sides of the same coin. I think you're right as well, Shulk.
And
a
what
minute.
did you see, Alvis?
Why is Alvis consorting with her?
It's you.
Don't play games.
No need to be angry. I only wanted to analyze the boy. Which was the point, no?
Is Alvis betraying
I did not interfere
us?
with your ministerial affairs. In fact, you should be thanking me.
I wonder if he feels the same.
We have all the information we need. We know that such a Telethia cannot hurt them. You see, nothing can befall him before he sees his dream fulfilled.
Well, I don't like that one bit. That's happened to us multiple times in the story now. People we've thought were allies have made secret little comments on the side, indicating they're perhaps not as trustworthy as we thought.
Nothing like an ether change and a new paint job.
And look what we've got here! The Mechon have arrived just in time to spoil the celebrations.
Look at me! Look at me, goody two-shoes!
A new Mechon?
Let's just see if you hold back the screams when his blade gets a taste of you.
Also looks like there's some tension between the Mechon. Regardless, here they are. They are attacking, and the high Entia defense weapons are responding.
Let's settle this machine to machine.
Here we go, guys. Peace wasn't maintained for long. The party is crashed by the evil Mechon, and there's a lot of faced ones here.
So they've got a new crown princess. 3 cheers for Melia.
Right, but we're still no closer to that murdering-faced Mechon.
Once we reach Prison Island, we'll get our chance. I've seen us there. It must be true.
Shulk, man. Maybe we can still persuade Bigwings. Melia's crown princess now. I reckon the Emperor might change his mind.
Maybe.
Rhine, the Emperor's request was clear. Give him time. There's more to this island than we know. Things are at play here that reach beyond our understanding.
Ah, Dunban, always the voice of reason.
Dun right. Ricky and friends visit Melly now.
Hey, the adults are talking, Pops.
Ricky want to see Melly. Ricky think Melly's sad too.
Also, Ricky is twice your age, Ryan. Give him some respect.
Ceremonial duties. You decide, Shulk.
Ricky say yes.
Clearly the gang hasn't noticed that the Mechon assault has begun. It must be still a little ways off from the actual city, because we haven't seen anything. I also love how the perpetually naked guy is the voice of reason in our party. There's something about that that just strikes me as so funny. I may not be smart enough to wear clothes, but I am smart enough to constantly be the voice of reason. I personally like Ricky's suggestion. We definitely need to go check in with Amelia. There's a lot running through our heads. I can only imagine how much is running through her head. She has been thrust with the weight of, you know, her whole people. Talk about the heaviest burden one could carry. She's been officially appointed as the next ruler, but then on top of all of that, she also found out that someone in her own family wants to kill her. It's a lot to unpack, it's a lot to process, and hopefully seeing Shulk and the rest of the gang can help ease her worries a little bit. Plus, we get to see where she calls home. We are all the way up at the very top of the city. Wow. Look at this view. It's a beautiful time of day as well. The sun is setting. The sky is a beautiful mixture of gold and red. And presumably, this is Melia's personal quarters. It looks like a beautiful place to live. She's got her own green space. The Imperial Villa. Here you have it.
You came to see me.
Ricky's friend, Melly. Oh, Melly look amazing before. Oh, Ricky's so proud.
Really? It all happened so fast. What a stunning garden. The arrangements, the fountain. When the colony is up and running, can I steal some ideas?
My late mother adored this place.
Late, Mother? But I thought your mum was...
Her Highness, the First Consort, is not my birth mother. Members of the Imperial family must take 2 wives. 1 Homs, 1 High Entia. My mother is the second consort. I am half Homs, half High Entia.
Melia.
Melly live here?
Yes, Ricky. Since I was young. I cannot walk outside as you see me now, so this garden gives me much relief.
What's wrong with how you look? Who cares if you're half Homs? You'll always be you.
Their way of thinking differs from ours. Different ways, different morals.
So that's why you wear a mask in public?
Yes. Shulk, in less than an hour there will be a banquet in the palace. I would like you all to come.
Oh, Ricky's so hungry, he could even eat smelly oruga.
There'll be plenty to eat.
Finally, some decent grub. I haven't eaten anything since breakfast. What's on the menu? Any High Entia specials?
Do not embarrass me at this dinner.
Expectations lead to disappointment. We are talking about Rhine here.
What? That's the last time I sit next to you, then.
I have much to prepare. I will have someone call for you later.
We can't wait.
Is there something wrong?
No.
You are a funny one.
Vision time. The vision of her dad getting killed by a mechon. Not a great thing to see when you're looking at your crush.
It can't be.
Shulk!
It's the Emperor.
Father!
Another vision!
Shulk, what did you see?
On that tower. On Prison Island.
Uh-oh. I think the mechon are here. We might have to take a rain check on that feast. Well, dang. Just when we were getting excited for some good food, of course the mechon had to crash the party. Dang, those faced mechon are fast. The High Entia defenses can barely keep up. That's not a good sign.
Report!
Yes, sire. We received a report from our south station. Mechon are approaching.
Impossible!
Kellion, your sister's time has come.
Your Majesty.
There is only one course of action left. We will not waver from our destinies.
Father!
Kellion, take charge of the capital's defenses. I will go to Prison Island.
Well, there you have it. Guess we're going to Prison Island after all.
Tell me, what happens to my father?
It follows my last vision. We're on Prison Island. Metal Face and your father are...
Prison Island? Why would father go there? No! I must go to the palace. I must stop him. I will go to the audience chamber.
Wait, Melia. We're coming too.
Well, things are definitely heating up now. I also really like that you can see Melia's wings now that she's removed her hat. You can really see the wings growing out of her head, but they're not nearly as large as her pure-blooded High-Entian relatives. Regardless, I hate to leave you guys on a cliffhanger, but it's the only way I can ensure you'll keep coming back, right? I'm just kidding. On our next episode, we need to run down to the throne room and try to talk the Emperor out of going to Prison Island so that we can subvert the vision that Shulk saw. And Alvis saw. Does the Emperor know what he's signing up for? Well, guess we'll find out soon, right? Thanks everyone so much for watching today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it as much as Ricky did with those celebratory spins. Don't pass out though, and I'll see you guys back here again real soon.